What's up, everybody? We even kill. I'm a Rudra. It is what it is. My peacock feather is kind of like inverted, and I don't feel like fixing it. But you can see how it looked like from above, and maybe you can't. It don't fucking matter. So apparently, a lot of people search for immortality, and there's two different forms of immortality. There's everlasting life, and then there's reincarnation. Which one is better? I don't give a fuck. So, what I want to tell you about today, why I'm recording this shit, the whole fucking reason for it, is understanding time, right? You know, as the universe was created in general, we ended up with a planet called motherfucking Saturn, aka Kronos. Not Cronus, but Kronos. It's a difference. So we ended up with this planet who ate his children. Time eats its children. Once you understand that little tidbit of how this shit works, then you'll start to be like, you know what? You fucking right. Time does eat its children. Well, what about Time's other children? What about Zeus? What about Rhea? What about Aphrodite? What about Apollo? What about Eros? What about Psyche? What about Demeter? What about Persephone? What about Poseidon? And what about Hades? Oh, believe me, I don't give a fuck if you're interested or not. I am. Now, one thing about interest is once you enter a state of rest, interest, okay? Once you have been interested in something, you vibrate faster. Not only do you vibrate faster, but you look like you're not moving at all. If you've ever drove on a fucking freeway, an interstate, a highway, whatever the fuck you call it, wherever you from, and you've glanced over at the car adjacent to you, and you saw their rims turning, you could see that those rims are not even fucking moving. They look stationary. Not only do they look stationary, but sometimes they look like they're moving backwards. On top of that, as soon as you pass a car on the freeway, they are now moving behind you, yet they're still moving forward. That would be the best way that I could visualize and bring back the idea of what a retrograde planet actually does to you. What's up, y'all? Not for the words. So, understanding, of course. So understanding how it feels when you're in a state of interest, a state of rest. You're still fucking vibrating, yet it doesn't appear that you're moving. Anyways, let's get off of all of that. And let's get off of all of that. And let's talk about infinite intelligence versus infinite wisdom. You know, I definitely like putting things together against each other. It's one of my things. Infinite intelligence ain't fucking with infinite wisdom under no circumstance. Under any circumstance. Anything that you can think of as an intellect has already been thought of by those who harness the power of wisdom. Wisdom can only be achieved through experience. So each level of intellect has to go through a level of experience. So all of you pious individuals who are holier than thou, I'm not going to take that away from you. You are very connected to source. I'm not hating, I'm not mad, and I ain't tripping. Experience this life as you wish. I've been connected to source for many, many, many years. Every time a sound was created, a sound was destroyed. So I represent that destruction, the end, okay? The end is born with premonitions of the end, which only come accompanied with premonitions of the beginning and of the preservation, which is why Shiva, that which is not, is appreciated, adorned, and worshipped in the form of the linga. Now, the Rudra, on the other hand, we physical. We physical, we hyperactive, and we're better than you. Every creator, every preserver will meet its end eventually. You know, those are the only three things that matter in anything: creation, preservation, and destruction. They're present in every fucking atom imaginable. I'm talking completely outside of time and space, completely outside of earth, wind, fire, moon, sun, iron, ether, ego. Like, if y'all really want to know things, y'all will find things out, because nothing can stop you from doing that, especially not me, which is why I keep a lot of secrets to myself. I found out that there are 12 chakras. I found out exactly where I land in the 33 million. I could tell you the same. But it'd be a whole lot doper if you told yourself the same. So, yeah. You were born on a plane / realm of reality in which you can connect with the Akashic records. You can connect with the records of your hometown. I mean, records are pretty vast. You can find whatever you're looking for. But it's that motherfucking imagination. It's that imagination that will drive you to the furthest depths of your of whatever you can imagine. It's your imagination that allows for critical thinking, creativity, destruction, preservation. You know, broad points of views and shit like that. All that. Your imagination has to and must play a huge part in you figuring out solutions. Sometimes solutions is straight up fucking destruction. So look, life, humanity. Humanity has been running from the flood for ages. Why are they running away? Why are they running from the flood? Because things outside scare them. I know you know about Zombieland. Once you start being afraid, you stop going out there. And that's how I was before Zombieland. And I had no fucking choice but to go out there. You can break barriers, move mountains, create universes, destroy universes. All that shit. But I'm not going to be the one to tell you that you're misusing your power, because you got to follow your dharmic will. You have to be true to yourself. I'll be the first one to sit here and tell you. Well, I'm not sitting down, so it's a wrap for that. But I'm going to be the first one to tell you, don't ever believe in yourself. Fuck that. Know thyself. Once you know thyself, do what thou will. If that means you gotta just stir up some fucking chaos, if that means you gotta kill a couple of people, if that means you gotta smack a couple of bitches across their face, if that means you gotta pimp some hoes, if that means you gotta start killing your gang rivalries, if that means you gotta kill your goons and start from scratch, do what thou will. At the end of the day, everybody is still tied to a string. My string doesn't tug at me. I move, and whatever's on the other side of the string will move with me. Another thing, coming from where I come from, I realize that every obstacle is something I created. Whether that be from one life to another life, one relationship to another relationship, one broken heart to another broken heart. Everything I see is what I've created. And I've only created these things through awareness. You see what I'm saying? So, when it's time for you to destroy shit, close your eyes. And remember that our people are destroyed for lack of understanding.